Welcome to Midlife Matters. I'm Marie, and each week I'm joined by my friends Julie and Mindy to talk about all the topics keeping women in the middle years up at night. It's time to talk 2022 trends. What's coming our way for fashion, home decor, and more? What are we willing to try, and what are we going to wait on for a little bit? Join us for laughter and fun as we discuss predictions for a new year. Let's get started. Hello, listeners, and welcome to the first episode of 2022. Julie and Mindy, can you believe we're starting a brand new year?
I hope it's brand new in many ways.
Yes.
I hope we're moving on.
I'm optimistic and excited for what this year will hold. And I don't feel like I've been that way the past couple of years. So
yeah,
I'm ready.
And one of the most fun things that I love about a new year is looking at what new things are coming our way. And today we're going to do our second annual look at predicted trends. We did this last year for 2021, and this year we wanted to do it again. And Julie has researched home trends, and Mindy has researched fashion trends, and I'm going to do some technology and miscellaneous trends. So listeners, you need to sit back and be prepared to find out what your year is going to look like in 2022. So, Julie, let's get right down to it. What are we going to be loving for our home in 2022?
Well, vintage is a big trend in 2022 for a couple of reasons. I think we talked a lot about that grand millennial style last year because it was a way to feel comfortable and cozy, surrounded by things that kind of remind you of your grandmother, but like things from the past in an uncertain world. And think your grandmother, think the prints and the fabrics and the ruffles and all that, but a much more stylish, updated version.
So no lace-covered tissue boxes in the bathroom?
No, not quite that far.
Okay,
but
got
just
it.
more color, florals, wallpapers coming back. So vintage is in. So given and I hate this word or these words, supply chain issues. It's causing long lead times on new furniture. So vintage pieces offer a really quick option. So it's causing people to go antiquing more than ever. And I love this trend because I think it's just so much more fun to go and hunt for a specific piece that fits your home instead of just ordering everything at once from a furniture store. I did have a friend who ordered new furniture sometime last year, and she just got it in September.
Oh,
that was a long wait. Yeah.
Yes.
So
I'm in
I
the
haven't
same
ordered
boat.
anything new. I haven't done any new furniture in so long. I just have a hard time waiting that long.
Right. I have some chairs from Pottery Barn that I ordered in July that are still delayed.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. When do they expect them, Mindy?
Every time right now, they're expected before January 8th, and I'm expecting to get another notification that they're delayed.
All right. So it looks like to avoid the supply chain, we can either do like Facebook Marketplace or antique stores or shop secondhand, and we won't be dealing with those issues.
Right. Right. And another thing that kind of goes along with that is reupholstering. So you could take a traditional piece and make it more modern with new fabrics. And they said, get rid of your grandmother's chintz or silk. And new fabric options are so much more durable and long lasting, like high performance fabrics. And so you could really, keep the traditional bones of the piece, but update it with the cool fabric.
Yes.
Great idea.
So everything I looked at, a lot of the articles talked about sustainability, and I know that's a big hot topic right now. So this kind of supports all that too. You're not buying new furniture. You're reusing old things, and one thing that will not be lasting is the fast furniture, they call it, going to IKEA and bringing home the things that you can build yourself. After people are living in their homes and working in their homes and schooling in their homes, they said, we need things that are built to last. So that's where the old antique dresser comes in or whatever,
Right.
Instead of the cheaply built furniture. So I don't know what that means for IKEA, but
yeah, we don't have one close enough to us. So like if I go there, it's once every couple of years. I don't really have the opportunity to even buy from there. Mindy, do you have anyone like that close to you? Any IKEAs?
In Atlanta, there's an IKEA. And so I could still see getting certain storage pieces from IKEA. They're just too flexible. The pieces that you can get from there. Yeah, but I could see if you're like sitting on it all the time, or it's, you're opening and closing a drawer all the time, that you're going to want to make sure that is built to last.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The other thing I saw was statement lighting. It's really popular this year. And Etsy, that's the handmade vintage website where you can buy things, reported seeing a huge increase, like a 350% increase in searches for 70s lighting.
Oh,
and vintage lighting and colorful lighting. So everything from like pendants to sconces. Lighting is obviously functional, but statement lighting is kind of doubles as artwork.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I'm assuming that means maybe lots of rattan or bamboo or
sure.
70s lighting. That's what I think of. So
wow. I'm surprised about the 70s lighting. But that was a major change we made in our home since moving in 6 months ago, was lighting, because it changes the whole room.
Mm-hmm.
One other thing is you're going to see a lot more color, and especially maybe in the kitchen and on the sofa. So you might see the neutral white, cream, or gray sofa move over for a more colorful one. Specifically rich colors like rust, camel, chocolate brown, and even green.
I feel like I'd like a green sofa. That would be pretty.
I would say chocolate brown. We had a brown couch that was in the 90s though. Like early
was it fabric
2000.
or leather?
It was fabric.
You were ahead of your time.
But, well, I mean, we got rid of that couch a long time ago. But I feel like brown, I think of the 90s, like brown shades of lipstick, brown eyeliner. All of those colors were popular.
Mindy, that was already like 20 years ago in the 90s.
I know. Oh, stop it, Marie.
The new generation doesn't remember the 90s, so it's new to them.
No, here we go. Yes.
And if you are getting some of those darker colors, maybe this new generation is now having little kids and they're like, you know what? Our white sofa was not the most practical choice for their gooey, sticky hands.
Oh my goodness.
And now they're moving into more colors that hide more.
Yes.
That's why I've loved my brown leather sofas for so long.
Yes.
They hide a lot.
You're already on trend with painting your kitchen cabinets.
Oh, true, Julie. Yes.
Yeah. So kitchen cabinets, green is a very popular color. Also thinking about your grandmother, velvet is back.
Oh, I would love a velvet sofa.
Yeah, a green velvet sofa would just be so fun. I'm thinking sofas or maybe throw pillows, but maybe not going all the way back to like black velvet paintings on the wall. Maybe not that far.
And not like any imitation Elvis velvet paintings either.
No Elvis velvet paintings. No.
Oh my goodness.
That's not the look you want to go for.
No.
Also, there's a you might see this term called biophilic design.
Never heard of it. Biophilic,
I think means nature loving is all it means.
Okay.
So they have to give it a fancy title.
Oh, got it.
So it's really been a big thing for a while to bring the best of indoors, outdoors. You think about outdoor kitchens and really comfortable patio settings, with sofas and rugs and lamps, even outside. Well, now I guess people are realizing you can't live outside 24/7, especially here in Tennessee. So the trend is kind of reversing where you're going to bring the outdoors in.
Oh,
okay.
And you'll see that a lot with plants, which have already been really popular.
Mm-hmm.
But that trend is definitely here to stay. And just like styles of other things change, styles of plants change. So like you've seen a lot of orchids and fiddle leaf figs.
Mm-hmm.
Those will be, continuing. And the trend is edible plants, flowering plants, and more trees, indoor trees. So,
edible plants, like a lemon tree?
Well, they even talked about like growing vegetables inside, that there's ways to do that.
Oh. It seems like we like more fussy plants nowadays. The plants that I remember my mother having, the quintessential plant was so easy. It created its own babies and propagated was the spider plant. Like, do you guys remember the spider plant growing up?
Yeah.
Yes.
And like, and
the fern.
Yes, she had a lot of plants that were like non-fussy. You could have them in basically any light. They pretty much survived all. But like orchids, you've got to really babysit them and fiddly figs. And like now it seems like we want more fussy plants in our homes.
I think that is the trend because during kind of lockdowns, people enjoyed caring for something, like I'm going to keep this alive. And it gave them kind of a hobby or, it's
right.
I don't know. I think there's probably some psychology there behind it all.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you don't have a yard, if you're apartment dwelling or, you're not caring for an outdoor space, then of course you would want to be able to grow and care for something that produces life that you're watching inside.
Right.
But
so
I still love succulents. I mean, because succulents.
Well, those are not
I just
fussy.
don't have luck with those. Yes, you would think you just leave them on the shelf and watch them grow, but not for me.
No,
now my fiddly fig is growing so fast I have to keep cutting it off.
Wow.
Oh.
And they say those are real persnickety, but I'm having good luck with that. So I don't know.
Well, there you go. Your high maintenance plant loves you.
I know. I'm so excited. Another place this biophilic design shows up is like natural textures like rattan, cane, leather, jute. All that kind of feels tied to nature. So, and I mentioned earlier that wallpaper is having a moment right now. Well, apparently grass cloth is having its biggest surge since the 60s and 70s.
I can't do grass cloth.
I love grass cloth.
You do,
I can't
Julie?
wait to use it. Oh, I love it. Yes. I want to put it in a bathroom.
Yeah.
Wow.
Growing up, my mom wallpapered our hall with grass cloth and our cat would climb it.
Oh,
that
wow.
is so funny.
And it's very fragile, so it rips the grass off.
Oh.
So, Julie, are you trying to recreate this memory?
So I know, I'm thinking, I've got troublesome cats, so I don't know.
Yes. I mean, one day Charlie may be trying to climb the walls.
So yeah, I can't wait to do. I wouldn't want a whole giant room with it, but like a small powder room or something.
Sure.
I think that would be fun. So you'll see a lot of the color green for interiors. They say it's versatile. It's a good way to bring kind of that outdoor feel inside. It's calming. And I guess we're all looking for that.
Right.
And most designers consider green a neutral. So, I guess certain greens, maybe not all greens, but like the sages and the lighter greens and the deep greens. But Etsy also reported shoppers looking for ways to incorporate green with searches for emerald green up 65%. So I think green is here for a little while. It's one of those colors that probably won't stay around for 10 years, like gray has, but just as an accent color or whatever.
Sure. Well, it'll probably just change shade.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I would say what's nice is if you have just been one of the millions of people that have painted their entire house some sort of shade of gray, you can add in color, without feeling like you have to paint everything again. Sounds like all these things you could add in with curtains and rugs and pillows and, changing upholstery and things like that. And so.
Yeah. Or some wallpaper on one wall, not the whole room.
Right.
I've even seen like trim painted that color, like a green trim in a room or one wall as an accent. It's not like the whole room is green.
Right.
Lastly, curved furniture is back. And at first I thought, what does that mean? Curved furniture. But they just say that round tables, round rugs, these are going to be more popular than the rectangle or square items. So like think curved pieces like mirrors, like maybe the top is a curve instead of being perfectly rectangular. Even kitchen islands, maybe having a rounded edge instead of a squared off edge.
Okay.
Curved arms rolled arms on sofas versus the straight.
Okay.
Apparently, this is a trend that dates back also to the 60s and 70s. They mentioned like barrel back chairs. So just look for curvy furniture. I guess it's just kind of a softer feel,
Right.
It's funny because all the rugs that I can think of from growing up, my mom did have curved rugs, but we don't even think of buying curved rugs anymore, whether it was like the braided rugs that had all the curves or even just like a printed rug, but it was in a curved shape. I mean, there were more curved rugs when I was growing up, for sure.
Well, yeah. I don't think I have one single round rug.
Oh,
I don't think I do either.
I probably 5 years ago, I guess I knew this was going to be popular 5 years ago, but I can't remember where I got them, but I got 2 braided jute round rugs, and they're like 5 feet in diameter. They are the most versatile round rugs because, we've lived in like 3 or 4 houses since then.
Sure.
So I have one in my foyer right now because everything is squared off. We have a lot of right angles, like 90-degree angles. And so that round rug helps break it up. And then I have one in my kitchen, but I've used them in the master bathroom, foyers, kitchen, a walk-through space. But those round braided jute rugs, the natural fiber rugs, are so versatile. And I have loved them, and they never look dirty. Like I'm going to have them forever.
Now that you say that, Mindy, I have a round jute rug up in the bathroom upstairs.
There you go.
Because it's kind of a small, awkward space, and I didn't want like a rug in front of the sink, a rug in front of the toilet, a rug in front of the shower. So it's just a big round rug in the middle. Yeah.
Yes.
I love it. Yeah. So I need to keep my eye out for those because it does kind of soften things. If you're right, if everything else is kind of rectangular and sharp in your house.
It is. And it pairs well with a rectangular rug that maybe has a lot of pattern or color that's close to it. You can put that natural fiber rug next to anything and it matches. So it's a good way to soften and add kind of a non-color, but color, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You just mentioned patterned rugs, and that is a trend like checks or a plaid or a herringbone or some kind of pattern in the rug. Not so much just solid colors or what. I don't know. I don't know if I could incorporate that or not. It sounds a little bit busy for me, but with everything else I have going on.
I saw a decorator post that they did a plaid ceiling. It was wallpapered, but they did the ceiling, like the 4 walls were a solid color. And then they did this multicolored plaid on the ceiling. And I was like, I just don't think I would ever do that.
Maybe in like a library or something.
Yes. But hey, great idea.
John has always wanted plaid carpet in a library. And I just have held him off. I'm like, no, I just can't do it.
Maybe you could get a rug that's plaid, Julie. Something that's, not so permanent.
Yeah, I know. Well, none of this, what I love about the kind of the trends nowadays is none of this means we have to ditch what we love or things that we already own. I think a big trend now is to make your home a place that you love and you feel comfortable in. In 2020, people had to kind of scramble to create spaces in their house to work, to play, to eat, to sleep, to have school, And now that a lot of people are going back to work and school, people are back to making their home a place they just want to be in, even if they don't have to be in there quite as much. And they said, you can blend trends. Like if you're a minimalist, you can start that way, but you could incorporate other trends like adding more textures or layers or some stronger colors, like not just the whole monochromatic look, And one thing that I have loved, like this last year, I have a very colonial house and it was super traditional. And I was kind of wanting to update it, to modernize it. And that's when I started adding kind of my blue and white chinoiserie ceramic pieces. But then I wanted to add like anything wicker or rattan or bamboo. Now, not like bohemian bamboo, but more like Chippendale Asian kind of bamboo. And that's been really fun to just look for that on Facebook Marketplace and thrift stores. I have found some really great pieces. So my style is still colonial, but it's fun to kind of watch it evolve into something a little more updated with just some minor thing, just small accent pieces, nothing major.
Yeah, I love that idea. And that's way more doable than thinking about repainting your woodwork or, ditching your sofa and having one on back order for 6 months. And, just small things are doable.
Yeah. And one last thing is black accents are really popular. Like windows, you see that a lot, like painted brick homes that have black window frames, black shower glass frames, black hardware trim, faucets, all that. That's really, really popular right now.
Yeah, I would love to have black windows. If I ever got the chance to get like new windows, I think that would be really great. I've just never wanted to repaint all my own windows, but like if I was just getting new windows, you could just get them black.
Yeah, I would think if you're building a house, that's a great thing to consider, but that's a big commitment to just change for a trend if you already, have white windows or whatever,
Especially because all my windows have those grids that wooden grids that you'd have to paint too. You'd be painting a long time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, the black window is so cool. I do love that look. But I mean, even if you had like one central window, you could even just change out one window and have like an accent.
True.
Almost like your window was a piece of art and you're just looking outside.
Like if there was a big curved window or something. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I've always liked the look of colored doors too, but all my doors are painted nicely white. And I really don't want to repaint them all, painting woodwork. I just hate painting woodwork. Like I wouldn't mind if someone said, hey, do you want to change your wall color? But the woodwork is just so laborious.
I know that's kind of on my want to do list. And I just don't know if I should start it because, once you start,
you're committed.
Yeah.
Because my house is a little bit of an open floor plan. So I wouldn't be able to stop, with just one room. So
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe small ideas, they're real doable, especially since we're all exhausted after Christmas. We start out small.
I know. I have a basement door. Maybe I'll paint that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I did read brightly colored front doors was going to be popular this year.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah. So, I feel like I change my front door color like I change, clothing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so easy to do. I mean, it takes an afternoon to paint it and it makes a big difference. So that's an easy.
If you do that, Julie, we'll post pictures.
Yes. I will not be painting my front door. We have this beautiful wood front door. I've never had a wood front door before.
Nice.
And so so much so that it's a little temperamental. Like if it's really humid outside, it'll swell.
Okay.
And then it's, but I have to condition it. So I just bought this beeswax and stuff, but I've never had a wooden front door and I am loving it. But
yeah, don't paint that.
Instead of orchids, Mindy's taking care of her wooden front door because that also requires care.
She's lotioning her front door.
Yeah.
High maintenance. I know, its skin is getting dry. Let's put some lotion on there.
The things we Google and do in midlife.
It's true. It is so true, though.
Well, thank you, Julie, for that research. I'm excited to incorporate some of those ideas this year.
I feel like I could just take pictures of Julie's house, and those are the trends that are happening.
Well, I lucked out with the green kitchen.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
really did. But I just added, so my house is a little more minimalist and open. I just had a friend help me decorate. And one of the things we added in that we are loving are some velvet pillows for my couches. And it's in a navy blue and cream. And they're floral and it's they are so soft and they're big and it just is such a statement and it adds this warmth to everything.
Yeah.
And so I'm loving hearing the velvet, there's some great velvet pillows out there that you could incorporate and kind of add this warmth, rich color to your calmer, minimalistic areas.
Right.
Yeah. Just with color changes. Yeah.
Yes.
And texture.
Yes.
All right. Well, Mindy, we want to hear fashion advice for 2022 because we want our homes to look good and we also want to look good ourselves. So what do you have for us?
Yes. Oh my goodness. All right. So Julie and I were talking earlier because fashion and home kind of go hand in hand. And so a lot of the things that Julie mentioned are also for fashion. So I will start with this one statement. So there is so much optimism now going into 2022. And excitement to go back to fashion, that everything is turning glamorous, and where we were once covering up with these matching blanket feeling loungewear of sweaters and sweatpants, all that's coming off.
Okay.
And in a way that I even saw this skin is in. Now, I am not planning to definitely follow the skin is in. However, I do have some other trends that we can follow.
Okay.
Okay.
So think glamorous. Okay. You are basically looking for anything sparkly, not just in your clothes, but with makeup, hair accessories, nails, toes, lots of sparkle. Pearls are in. The simple kind of vintage, simple strand of pearls, or the big gaudy pearls, anything pearls. And it's on clothes. It's in accessories. You're going to see pearls a lot. And if you're not sure how to wear a dress, or if you feel like it's too short, dresses with pants underneath is a new trend. Now, I saw lots of crazy pictures of this.
Pants, not tights.
Pants, like bootleg jeans underneath a dress.
Well, see, that's the perfect solution for me because I can't wear any of those short dresses.
There you go. So people, like, everything is glamorous. Even long fringe is having a moment. And so I think people are tired of being in, lounging around, wearing these loose fitting clothing. And they're like, I want to wear dresses and sparkles and pearls, and everything is just a lot more fabulous this year. People are excited. And even in loungewear, it's turning from like that blanket feel to silk or satin.
Oh, okay.
People want to feel glamorous even when they're lounging. So,
yes. Does that mean I have to get satin joggers or?
Julie, that sounds fabulous.
Or the joggers going out? Totally.
You know, I didn't see the word jogger mentioned anywhere, Julie, but if you just get some sparkly joggers or satin joggers with a pearl encrusted crop top jacket, go for it.
I'll keep an eye out for that.
Yes. Okay. So, speaking of colors, everything that we have seen recently has been very neutral, calming. Think of that. You know, when we came into our homes, we wanted it calm, soothing, neutral. Well, no more. The Today Show actually coined the phrase dopamine dressing. Think happy, bright, rainbow, like even the rainbow design. And of course, then if you add anything sparkly or with pearls on it, like that's the way to go.
Goodness. So more is more.
More is more. And even if you have a gaudy dress, put some pants on with it and you're just on trend. So all those beautiful colors in the home are becoming popular. That's what we're wearing is lots more color, happy, bright. Just think optimistic.
Well, you're going to be right on trend because you love yellow, Mindy.
I do love yellow. And I'm actually toning it down in my house and bringing in more navy. Whereas Julie talked about all the greens, I have gone towards the navy side, but I think those are both like just classic. But yes, I love yellow. I think, coral, reds, purples, all of these colors, whatever makes you happy when you look at it, that's what you're supposed to wear.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Okay, so similar to the home, one of the best patterns or one of the most popular patterns right now is checkered patterns. So you'll see that as Julie talked about, like rugs and pillows and stuff like that. But the checkered pattern you're going to see on fingernails, you're going to see in shoes, scarves, sweaters, anything like that. All right, but I saved the best for last. You guys are going to love this next section.
Can't wait.
Okay, so what does the term Y2k fashion Does that bring anything to mind
be
for
like
you guys?
The year 1999 going into 2000.
Uh-huh.
And so
I was a new mom, so I probably wasn't wearing anything.
You weren't on trend. Oh.
I don't remember what the fashion looked like at the time, but
okay, well, let me remind you.
Okay.
Because I saw this phrase everywhere. Y2k Fashion is back. All right. And so, y'all, the jeans are low rise.
Oh, I don't like low rise.
I just bought my high rise.
Didn't we just have high rise jeans?
Cindy, no, this can't be right.
I'm so sorry, because if we do I'm a Fan today, my I'm a Fan goes smack in the face against this.
Okay, so my high-rise jeans lasted, 3 months.
Oh my gosh.
The thing is they have to sell you more jeans next year, so it can't be the same jean.
Right. Well, okay. Well, here's the thing. Let me finish this list, and then I'll tell you my thought about all of this. Okay. So low-rise jeans, Y2K fashion, like butterfly belts, rainbow belts, happy girly things. All right. We talked about bra tops last year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is still a thing.
Okay.
Bra tops, but you can pair, whereas last year the shacket became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we see those everywhere. So that was definitely a thing. Well, now it's called like a trucker jacket. So like trucker hats were popular, but now you'll see these trucker jackets. And so like the feminine masculine mix is like the bra top with a trucker jacket, which I will never wear. I'm just saying.
Are we looking at midlife fashion?
Yeah. So midlife fashion is the sequined joggers.
Really?
No, I'm kidding. I just made that up.
Oh.
Nobody said that.
Well,
yeah,
Mindy, that is so funny because my daughter really wanted a Carhartt jacket this fall. Like just those standard tan Carhartt jackets. And she brought it to me and it was like $130 or some outrageous price. I thought those were probably like $35. And they were sold out everywhere. Like I had a hard time finding one for her. Like I thought, is there a run on Carhartt jackets? Like you can buy them at Tractor Supply. Like, no, but I guess they are the new thing.
It is. That's a big deal. So it's kind of gone from the shacket to this trucker jacket, which is Carhartt is definitely on trend.
That's so funny because it just brought back a memory in high school. It was very popular to wear Dickies pants. They were painter's pants with the little loop and everything. Mm-hmm. And you actually went to the paint store to get them.
Yes. I know. I feel like Marie said, head to your local Tractor Supply company and go for it. Okay. So the other thing that is back is, so I mentioned the cropped cardigans. If you think like Jennifer Aniston and Friends, the lower rise jeans, the cropped cardigans, the bigger belt is definitely all that 90s fashion is back. But the other thing that's back is goth. This goes along with the black home trends. Oh. Like I saw clothing, like goth inspired clothing, from like pants and shirts to kitchen utensils and things like that. Like it was interchangeable when it talked about goth being back. And so, all right. So here's the thought that I had when I saw all these new fashion trends. I was like, okay, people have sat at home in their blanket inspired loungewear, getting all happy and fluffy with their muffin tops because, we've been at home. Well, now all of a sudden we're supposed to lose all that weight and wear low rise jeans and cropped cardigans. Like, come on. I mean, we're going to all be back to the gym because we've covered everything up and now people are taking all that off again. I'm like, oh man,
it's going to be an unsightly scene.
And I have never been able to find a low-rise pair of jeans that I didn't feel like I needed to wear an extra long shirt with. Because when you sit down, they like, how can I wear a crop top with that? Like, that's just not going to work.
Well, that's the whole thing with I had to make the commitment to the high-rise jeans because all the shirts are shorter now. And they do look cute with the high-rise, but you can't mix your short shirt with your low-rise jeans, at 56.
So here's the midlife fix for the low. If you want to go with a low rise jean with, it's going to take me a good 5 years to get back into those, I think. But if you're wanting to do like the cropped cardigan look, you can totally pair that with a more fitted, longer tank top or t-shirt underneath of it. And that gives you the look of the cropped cardigan without having to like show your waist. And so I do think that that's a great way to break up, you know, your silhouette. It's very feminine. It gives you shape. It adds instant shape to wear a shorter sweater. But that's what I do with mine is I just put something longer underneath.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, and you know, it made me think like in high school, there was a sect that was extremely preppy. But at the very same time, there was kind of the punk look, you know, and the goth, and they were all stylish at the same time.
Yes.
So I think things can come back. It just kind of depends on what you like and what where you fit into that. You know, you're not out of style if you're in bell-bottom jeans. I think they're all okay right now. You know,
they are. And can you guys see my nails?
I was noticing your nails. They're really
I didn't
bedazzled.
Realize how on trend I was. I mixed glitter on 2 different fingers, and apparently, like they felt so extra, like when I did it. But I've had so many compliments. But that's totally on trend. Is all the sparkle and different sparkles, not even just one glitter. Do different glitters all together. Like
the more glitter, the better.
That's right.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Mindy, thank you. I'm going to be looking for those things. I'm thinking that when I go out now, I'll maybe look for checkers and cropped things, and you know, try my best to
your workout hat.
I don't know if I'm ever going to be a bedazzler. Like, I just don't know.
I can handle pearls.
Yeah, I just don't know if I'm a glitter person. It would be hard for me to pull that off.
Or you could totally, I know how much you just love wearing makeup. You could do a glittery eyeshadow.
But I can almost guarantee that there will be some girls in my house that do embrace the glitter. So, you know, I can watch them.
Yes. Fun stuff coming your way.
Yes. All right. Well, now it's time to get into tech for 2022. And I am probably the least techie midlife woman amongst the 3 of us. So I don't know how I draw tech every year, but... But you guys, I did find some interesting things. Now, like I said, we're going to be behind the trend on this, so I won't be getting one this year, but I would love to hear from listeners that have one. So this sounds kind of space age, but robots for your home are on their way.
What?
Now, they are expensive. They are $9.99. They're $999.99. But listen to what they can do. Okay, so this is the one I kept reading about that's really out there now, the Amazon Astro household robot. And this helps you to see all around your home when you're not there with a periscope cam that raises and lowers up to 42 inches from the floor. It can act as a roving security bot, keeping an eye out for people who shouldn't be there, as well as an Alexa on wheels coming to find you when you have calls or alerts. And you guys, this is the robot-y part of it too. It also has a personality, so it can keep you company or just provide general entertainment. So I'm picturing the Jetsons here. I don't remember what they're like. Didn't they have like a robot housekeeper or something?
Rosie.
Yes, Rosie.
Rosie. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So now we have Alexa on wheels, but it's called the Amazon Astro robot. And if any listeners have one, I would just love to hear what you use it for and how you like it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know anybody with a robot yet, other than like a Roomba.
I know. I'm still trying to get the Roomba. That's what I was going to say. Like that was on my Christmas list, and that's been out for I don't know how long, but I'm finally getting on trend with that.
So we'll expect a robot in Mindy's house in maybe 5 years.
5, 10 years. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, another thing that is coming our way, and I had never heard of this, was augmented reality online shopping. So basically, just regular online shopping was a revolutionary concept about 10 years ago. Like, we started to be able to get everything from groceries to clothes and gadgets delivered straight to our door. And none of us had ever really experienced that before. But one area that online shopping keeps falling short is in managing expectations. And now with augmented reality, the store can create a realistic 3D model of its product, and then you can see that model as if you had it in your hands before you purchase it. So I'm not really sure exactly how that would work, but apparently you're going to get a more accurate sample of the product you're looking to purchase. So I don't know, augmented reality. Now, this kind of makes me laugh because my favorite excuse to put down for why I'm returning something to Amazon, because they always ask you, I always just click does not meet expectations. But I will not be able to click on that if we have augmented reality anymore.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, sure you can.
Yes.
All right. Here is one concept, though, that I think I can get behind. They are saying, and this would be a welcome relief, passwords are going to become a thing of the past. And passwords drive me nuts.
This sounds wonderful. Read on.
How does this work?
So it says that right now, even the strongest passwords can be broken into with enough time. We're going to witness password authentication coming to us gradually. So like that would be done with our mobile devices and tokens and like even biometrics. So like maybe our handprint or our eye or I don't know what. But this is going to eliminate the trouble of having to keep up and regularly change dozens of passwords. So, I mean, I know that I'm annoyed by passwords. Just this week, I had to remember my Apple ID password. And you guys, of course, I forgot it. So I hit forgot password. So then I make my password. And it says, sorry, you can't use this password. You've used it in the last year. So then I'm like, shoot, that was the password. So I create another one. It said I'd also used that one in the last year.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
So I'm having to like use the same password, but then add like the number 4 because I'm on the 4th iteration of that exact same password.
And who can keep up with all that? And sometimes when they say add a symbol or a capital.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just
listen,
too much.
There's 2 types of password people out there. I'm one and Bryce is the other.
Okay.
And we make fun of each other over this. So Marie, I'm like you. And anytime Bryce is like, well, what's your password for that? I'm like, well, you know it. It's one of the 3 I use for everything. And he cracks up because Bryce, on the other hand, has an Excel document. And it's almost 2 pages long where he keeps up with his passwords for everything. And they're all different.
Yes. That is like my mother has the senior citizen version of that, a little notebook.
Okay.
And when she was out of the country.
It's in my notes.
Yes. She was out of the country and her credit card got hacked or something and she couldn't do something. I had to go over to her house, find her notebook, look up that specific password.
That's smart. And see, I could care less. I'm like, well, I just want to remember it. So for me, it's I'm the lazy password, you know, it's one of 3.
Oh, I love it when it says I have achieved like a very difficult password. You
really, Julie? You're never going to remember that one next time. You're going to be hitting forgot password.
Oh, no. This is my new one that I use for everything.
Really? It's too good to even share on the podcast? Is it too good to share?
Yeah, I could never let this one out.
How do you reach very difficult status? I'm always moderate.
I'm always weak.
Symbols, you know. And I've heard, actually, my friend Judy told me this. She said, never use a word. You should always use a phrase. Because apparently a robot can't reproduce that somehow.
That's smart.
Yeah.
You know, just like going to the store or, you know, just something like that, like not a word.
Because my one staple password that I came up with probably 3 or 4 years ago used to be difficult, but it is no longer.
All the hackers have figured it out.
Yeah, it makes me sad.
Well, maybe in 2022, you'll be able to get rid of your passwords, Mindy, and that will be a welcome
what I'm talking
relief.
about.
That does make me excited, but it's a little scary too to think someone else is in control of that now. Like someone else is protecting me and I don't know what they're doing with my stuff or what they're looking at.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the biometric thing because I just read this headline this week where a guy stole $20,000 out of his girlfriend's bank account by when she was sleeping, opening up her eyes to unlock her phone. And that's a biometric type of thing, isn't it? It's facial recognition.
Alexa on wheels, come shoot my boyfriend.
So I mean, that's a little
You have to wear a
disturbing.
mask.
I mean, someone might be willing to like cut off your finger to get into something.
I know. Oh man. Yeah. What if your robot turns against you? What if somebody hacks your robot?
Yes, this could have bad ramifications. So I don't know.
People have not thought this through.
No.
Well, something that people have thought through is the fact that why are phones so expensive, and whenever they break, they're like $1 million to fix. And apparently something new that's come is the Fair phone, Fair. And it's a sustainable, there's that word, Julie. It's a sustainable smartphone. And the description says that it's a phone that makes changing the battery or the display simple, so you don't need to get a new phone every other year. Do you know
Apple doesn't make it?
No.
Yeah, no.
So do any of you guys know anyone with the Fair phone? And I wonder who's going to jump on the bandwagon first.
No, I've never heard of that.
I mean, it's definitely a good idea because I have a crack in the back of my iPhone that is like $350 to fix. It's not worth it for me to get fixed, but it's just annoying.
Right.
Because they put glass on a phone.
Right.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
And it's going to drop.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Well, here is something that we're going to see on social media. This is apparently AR technology, which I don't know what that is. Anyways, there's some technology out there, midlife women, that is going to allow more people to invest in their posts, especially on Instagram and other social media platforms. Apparently, instead of spending thousands of dollars on the latest designer piece of clothing, companies are going to start selling luxury clothes that can only be seen in photographs. So I don't know
love it.
You will send your picture and they'll put a really expensive gown on you and then you'll post that. I'm not really sure how it would work.
I think AR is augmented reality. I think that's what.
Okay. Yes.
So that's better than a filter, you guys. You don't even have to try to fit into whatever it is you're trying to do. Don't lose the weight from quarantining. Just put your picture out there with some fabulous designer dress with pants on.
Right.
And you're good to go.
Right. So
I'm not sure I really understand that, but it sounds interesting.
Well, you're totally catfishing everyone because when you meet people in person, they're going to be like, you don't look like your picture at all.
Well, that's true.
My son was telling me about augmented reality, and he was saying that basically Facebook will control the whole world. You basically would have to have a Facebook account. I mean, because Facebook owns Instagram to operate in the world now. Like to be involved in all these things, they require a Facebook account. Like he has an Oculus, which is an augmented, it's a virtual 3D
reality
game.
Mm.
And he doesn't want Facebook, but you have to have an account to own the game, to play it.
Oh.
And so, and it's kind of like, that's what they're saying. Like, that's how they're going to, you'll have to have it to join in any of this stuff,
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the downfall.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Let me end technology on this little article I saw in the New York Post on 7 things that we are, let's see, what was their title? Robot waiters, rubber shoes, and 7 more trends set to take over in 2022. And I thought this was funny. I have not seen any of these, but one of them is robot restaurant workers. And apparently for like $1,000, you can lease a robot for your restaurant, and it can either like flip burgers or wash dishes. And it was kind of funny. It says Flippy, a burger flipping robot, made its debut in 2018 at a Pasadena-based burger chain called Caliburger. But anyways, it was fired after 1 day for flipping burgers too fast.
Oh my goodness.
So apparently, can't you just see the kitchen like, oop, there's another burger. You guys, it's flipping so fast we can't even keep up with the burgers.
That sounds like a cartoon episode.
Well, it sounds like WALL-E, the Disney movie WALL-E. That was so sad.
Yeah, it's true.
But anyways, more restaurant robots are being improved and worked on, and we may see robots in our restaurants. Mindy, you are going to absolutely die when you hear this one. This is why I had to share it. It says that since their debut in the 80s, minivans have never been cool. But something changed in 2021, and minivan sales jumped 84%, and they are now described by critics as sexy. They have the same sliding doors and high seats beloved by suburbanites, but now come with a rugged, stylish design. So minivans are sexy now in 2022, Mindy.
Guys, I'm
Better
so
hang
sexy
on to that
driving
thing.
around. Oh my gosh. This is almost like in the same vein as that country song, Applebee's.
Oh, yes. You're fancy like Applebee's. Yes.
Yes. It's so funny. This is the year that I want to get out of my minivan. Like Bryce and I have had major discussions, and I don't know that it's going to happen.
It sounds like it's not the year.
For 21 years, I've been driving one. Now it's considered sexy.
Mindy,
come on, guys.
your used minivan just doubled in price with the demand for minivans.
Toyota keeps asking me to trade it in.
Yeah.
They really do. They want my minivan. And I'm like,
well, the demand is up
now. I don't know that you can have it.
Okay, you guys tell me if you have seen these. Rubber shoes. Now, these are not just for the rain. It says rubber shoes are having a moment. And so Puddle Boots, a bright and chunky take on the classic rain boot, it's created by a fashion designer, are flying off the shelves. And they're kind of likening it to the trend of Crocs, which was a foam clog so ugly that Time magazine once named them one of the world's worst inventions.
Yes.
But apparently these rubber shoes, they're predicting, are going to catapult to new heights in 2022. And they're pretty affordable. They're around $45. And I think we'll be wearing these not just in the rain. Like, we're going to love rubber shoes.
Do they look like a low rain boot?
Yes,
or are they just more
they
like a
look.
shoe?
They look like a low rain boot.
I just looked it up. Yeah, it's like a short, chunky rain boot.
They're kind of space agey though, like that pink one, Mindy. I don't know if they're showing a pink one and like a lime green, and you can see how they would be cute. I definitely think no one's going to wear them this summer. Your feet are going to sweat to death because at least Crocs had holes to let your hotness of your feet out. But
I see some sparkly ones, guys.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
What are they called?
I see silver, gold. I Googled puddle boots.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that's how they came up. But yes, so many bright, happy colors. They're actually really cute.
Yes. Well, your birthday's in January. Maybe you could ask for one, Mindy.
This will take me a couple of years to catch up.
I'm asking to get out of my minivan, Marie.
Okay.
All conversations go to the minivan this year.
Okay.
It's the year of maybe Mindy getting out of the minivan. No.
Well, I don't know. Mindy, you don't want to give up too soon. Your year is 2022.
But I know, right? I've been in style for too long. I'm done being in style. I think I want to be out of style.
Okay. All right. And my last one, Julie, you're going to appreciate this because you mentioned in our last episode how depressing the malls have become. And apparently malls are back in for 22. It says the pandemic very nearly rang the death knell for malls. But they are up now, and stores are coming back to the malls, and they are offering, shopping sprees and things that people can win. So, you might be headed down to the mall more than you thought in 2022. Okay. I'd pretty much written malls off, but, now we'll be driving our minivans to the mall, shopping in our puddle boots, and wearing some jewels. We're going to be in.
I know. Buying Y2k Fashion.
Yes.
Wow.
So listeners, we would love to hear what trends you are planning on participating in this year. And if you are already ahead of the curve and you have a robot or bedazzled makeup or puddle boots, show us a picture. Take a picture, put them in your stories, tag us at Midlife Matters Podcast on Instagram. We would love to see those. But Julie, Mindy, I want to see which one of us gets the first thing that we've talked about today.
Well, I think it's fun. Even if I didn't incorporate, once you know what's on trend, it's fun to watch out and see like, oh my gosh, they bought the puddle boots or they're wearing this. Like it's fun to notice once you know what to look for.
Yes,
it's true. Yeah, it's going to be a fun, sparkly year ahead too. I think all the colors, all the different aspects of the year. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. And listeners, we know that we have not done I'm a Fan the past 2 episodes, but we will be back with I'm a Fan next week. But we've just felt like the last 2 episodes, you've already had a lot of things to write down and keep track of. So
it's true. I'll bring my high-waisted jeans another time. Don't you worry.
Yes.
My out of style.
By the time we do I'm a Fan again, they'll be out of style. Maybe.
It's going to be out of style.
All right, you guys. Well, we'll talk to you next week in 2022.
Right. Sounds great.
All right, goodbye.
All right, bye. We're so happy you joined us today. You can find the show notes for this episode at midlifematterspodcast.com. Also, please tell a friend about the show and help them hit the free subscribe button on their favorite podcast app. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Midlife Matters Podcast. That's where we post pictures and stories about all the things we talk about in each episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.